Hey, what's up guys? Drew here over at RevHiker Outdoors. I'm out here today with my two little girls, and we are going to be doing some videos. We're hanging out. They've got the week off of school, so I've been doing some testing on this pack from Scandinavian Gear here, and I'm going to give you my review on it. I've got a few miles on it now, and today we're going to do about a mile loop and maybe set up the hammocks and just hang out for a little bit. We're gonna cook lunch out here and hang out, but anyway, I'm going to, once we get settled, I'm gonna go through the pack, you know, what it's all about, give you a review on it. And right now, I've got it loaded with about 35 pounds worth of gear. All my extra, it's like everything that I would take on a normal trip, and then some. Just because you need to load it down in order to test it. You need to test it before you trust it. So anyway guys, stay tuned for a review of the Scandinavian Gear 65-liter pack. Well, before I set it down and tell you about all the features, I figured I'd tell you about how it carries as I'm walking along here. The shoulder strap and the hip pads are very thickly padded. They're quite comfortable actually. The red straps are kind of nice. They're pretty easy to see, and for adjustments you can easily grab them, cinch them down, do what you got to do. You know, adjust your straps, sternum strap, the hip belt here. Everything's really easy to adjust, and I really like that. It's also got some pockets on the hip belt, which is nice for little snacks and little doodads, and maybe a little point and shoot camera you could even stuff in there. But anyway, it's very comfortable. And the cool thing about this pack is the torso is adjustable. So these shoulder straps, there's two straps that run down the internal frame, and you can cinch them down if you have a shorter torso, or like me, I've let them out all the way for me. I'm a little over 6 foot, but I have kind of a long body and not so long legs. So maybe if you're like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", it might be a bit of a squeeze for you. But right now, I can get all the weight on my hips and keep it just off my shoulders. Of course, that's providing you adjust the hip belt correctly. But with the right adjustment, this pack could fit a wide range of people. And also it's got constrictor straps on the side to kind of suck the whole thing in if you don't have a whole lot in it like me. This thing will carry a lot more than I'm really ever going to need. That's part of the reason I like it. Actually, I'll try to roll in some video. I put a little video on Instagram, and I had my youngest daughter in the back of it. And so the thing is pretty cavernous in my opinion. So anyway, we're gonna get set up here in a minute, and I'll tell you all about it. Okay guys, so here I am. We're in a little spot. I'm gonna set up my hammock and a new tarp that I'm gonna be testing out from To Go Systems. So stick around for that. That's gonna be a cool review. Anyway, I'm just gonna show you some of the features of this pack before I dump everything out of it. So first off, like I said, you got the pockets on both hip belts. Okay. They're pretty good size, probably 6-7 inches long, and that's both sides. They both are the same. Okay, now you'll see I've got my winter pad here. This is one of the To Go Systems reflective ones. So anyway, I got that strapped on the outside. There is a whistle on the sternum buckle, which is kind of nice. Okay, now you can see, check out this padding. Look at the thickness on this stuff. I mean, it's very, very comfortable. Comes with the straps to adjust it so you can pull all your weight back in. There's part of the frame. Basically, there's one negative to this pack in my mind, and it's these water bottle holders. They're just not really as deep as I would like to see them. I'd like to see them come to about here. Another maybe 3 inches would really be able to cover any bottle, an extra 3 inches here. That's what I'd really like to see. But anyway, on the side here, you can see, let me adjust this. Camera a little bit. You can see these straps here. Okay, these really pulling the load, and I don't know if you can see, but this is kind of like pleated, and it expands as you fill it up. Or you can just crank these down and really compress the load so that nothing's jostling around in there. Let's move on to the top pocket. This is the only other pocket on the thing. You got your main compartment, which is separated down here, so you can put your sleeping bag in the bottom, and there is a zipper behind this, so you can get at it from the bottom. But this is the only external pocket. Nothing on the sides, just this top one. It is pretty good size. You know, I got my normal stuff in there. Little things I want to be able to get at, but this is really cool. It's got this bungee cord kind of system on top, and this is perfect for when you need to shed a layer. Like, say I would have a hard shell over this normally, but it's not cold out today. And when I needed to shed that, I could put it right under here, just kind of cinch it down, and it's good to go. Also has another little shock cord, so you could maybe dangle something else back here if you needed to, little loops so you could clip things on. You know, it's pretty standard fare for these larger packs. You know, you got dual clips that open up the top, you got a strap that goes over the top here, which I'm not even using because there's so much room left in this thing that I'm not even using. I just, you can cinch this down and shove it back in. But anyway, like I said, this pack is large, and it's larger than anything I've used in quite a long time, but I think I'm going to like this for some bushcrafting trips. Here's what I was talking about with the adjustability. Right here, these two straps, you cinch these down, and you pull, this whole thing slides up and down to fit your torso. See, you loosen these up, and this thing will slide right up. I've got mine up all the way. Like I said, that's about my height. But this thing, whole thing slides. What else? This detaches, you know, if you do need to, if you want to take out the frame, if you're not a fan of the frame, you can remove the frame. What else? I definitely like this thing a lot. I believe you can actually even take out, no, it's sewed in right here. Thought you could take out the hip belt. Anyway, really like it. I like the color scheme. Got a couple little loops here to hang stuff off of, if that's your style. And like I said, these water bottle holders, really the only downside for me. But the pack is definitely put together pretty well. I was definitely impressed with how it's put together. I put my 56-pound kid in the back of there. She was jumping around, kicking around, you know, trying to squish down in it, really kind of whipping on the thing, and it held up great. So for me, the pack is a total win, except for the water bottle holders. Tons and tons of capacity. I've got, you know, my trifecta in there, along with a ton of other clothes, which I keep in a dry bag. Cook kits, food, water, I mean, all kinds of, I got my crampons in there. So this thing's pretty tough. Anyway, let me switch things up a little bit. I'm gonna get some stuff set up, and then I'll give you my final word on this thing. All right, so we've got our little camp set up. We're about to cook. This is that new tarp I was telling you about. Just give you a quick preview. Reflective on the inside, so it will reflect your heat back down to you, and it's got about 1,000,001 tie outs. Anyway, there's my girls. We're getting ready to cook some lunch, but just give me my final thoughts on the Scandinavian gear 65-liter pack. There it is there, 65-liter. Again, here's that zipper I was telling you about. You know, again, kind of standard. Got a double zipper. You can unzip this, and it's where I keep like my tarp, and also, excuse me, my tarp and my sleeping stuff, like my trifecta and things like that. Anyway, I know this is not ultralight by any means. I think it's like a like 4 pounds or so. So it's definitely heavy, but for the winter, you can carry anything on it. Earlier, I had my snowshoes strapped to either side. Then I had them strapped across this way. Then I had them mushed underneath the top. So there's a lot of different ways that this thing can haul gear, which is kind of nice. I really like the black with the red straps. I think it's nice looking. These straps on the bottom right here are more than ample. They connect right up here. You can definitely put some thick pieces of gear up there. This is nice. You can, again, there's a lot of different options on how you can lash stuff to this pack. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions about this pack, go ahead, throw them in the comment section below, and I'll be glad to attempt to answer them. I will have a link in the description for their Amazon store and for their website, so you can check that stuff out. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. That is my review of the Scandinavian Gear 65-liter pack, and now I need to cook some lunch for my hungry children. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. God bless you, and I'll catch you next time.